And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to our first quarterfinals match. We have returned with a ZvZ and spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Site Delta. We have the South Korean Zerg player representing CranKy Gaming. It is Dark. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the blue Zerg player representing Starlight Twinkle. Just look down Hon Mono. It is Wayne. But a big shout out to Hon Mono because, mate, they went the distance. That was a wild, chaotic series between the two of them. Oh, it did go down to the wire, but did go the way of Wayne in the end. And now it doesn't get easier. It doesn't get easier from here as he's up against one of the best Zerg players in all of South Korea. Gonna be facing off. Let's go. Let us go in for now. Hatch first. Hatch first here all around from both players. Everything looking normal to begin with here. Everything looking as it should. Now, to wind it back here, I was talking earlier about how Wayne has beaten Dark in the past. Usually this comes down to kind of luring Dark into a false sense of security in the mid-game. In the mid-game, like Wayne cutting workers a little bit earlier on, going for a big roach timing, has caught Dark off guard before. Muta players caught him off guard before as well. Scouting is paramount in ZvZ, and it's something that both players have to be on top of. We'll see if Dark can do so. But now though, everyone is opening up standard. Hatch gas pool from both Wayne and Dark. Everything is looking normal for the time being as we ease our way in towards the early game, in towards the mid game even. From these openers, we should be working towards a third. Now, talking about the map a little bit, Site Delta is a very defendable map. It's one of the few maps that actually has a ramp coming into the natural, so two-base play is not unreasonable on a map like Site Delta because you can wall off that much easier and you can get into two-base roach play or two-base muta or two-base anything. I'm curious if either player will take that route or if we expand and if we take our third bases. Now, if we do take our thirds, things are going to be a little bit chaotic just because these bases are very spread out. These bases, as we get into our thirds and then eventually fourth base, the bases are so spread out it can be very difficult to actually defend and actually hold on to them. Third base is being taken here by Wayne, and we should be seeing the same from Dark. There it is, it's on the way. So we are getting into the mid game. We're getting into 3-base saturation, at least for now. At least for now, third bases are on the horizon. Lings are fanning out. Wayne trying to get a read on what's going on. Does spot the baling nest, so he's aware that his opponent isn't going to be skipping balings. Does confirm the droning as well. So far, a good scout here from Wayne, as he will eventually be shut down. Ling does get picked off. Behind this, Wayne isn't going to be skipping balings either. We do have a wave of Lings on the way here for Dark. 12 Lings. Oh my god, massive wave. Dark wants to be the aggressor. He's moving out with 14 Lings. Baling Nest should finish up in time. As Dark is getting ready to pull the trigger. Again, he's still just amassing the Lings, and there we go. Now they have been revealed. They have been revealed here to this Ling, to this Overlord. Balings are on the way. Wayne making his own defensive wave of Lings. Oh, and Dark is droning behind this. So again, he's not committing too hard. The goal here is to trade. As Dark is going back into those workers. Balings have arrived for both players. So far, good movement, good control. Wayne doesn't want to be caught out. They do kind of bounce off each other. Wayne going for his own counterattack, forcing Dark to turn back around. Oh, Wayne even slowing down those Lings. Picks off a baling. Good trade as well. Behind this, both players are joining. Both players are working towards their Roach Warrens. Ling's going to be threatening dives, but again, both players are just kind of mirror each other in a way. Wayne trying to be cheeky, trying to pick off those. Oh, he gets one! Gets one baling. Not too bad. Dark slipping up in the control. And can we get another? He's looking for it. He saw that baling. We'll get another baling as well. Really good trades out of Wayne. It was one baling in the center and I think 2 here across the map, so I think 3 in total. Not bad. And here we go, roaches have arrived. Wayne has to be careful not to get surrounded though, as he is pushing out. At the same time, Dark threatening a counterattack. Oh, Baneling does go off though. Dark having a hard time trading so far, but he's getting out of Lingbane and into roaches. The micro is going to be a little bit less delicate here, as Dark has been able to drone up a little bit further. Wayne playing catch up in his droning. He does confirm saturation. Does confirm that Dark is of course working on that third. He also confirms that we haven't main hunted from the natural either, so again, really good scouting here from Wayne. He's aware that it is safe to drone and maybe even get a fourth. As Wayne is getting fully saturated, taking his gases, so is Dark. Ooh, and Wayne, he takes a bit of a risk going for a Spire. Okay. We'll see if he can make it. See if he can make it there. Overseer comes in, Changeling towards the natural as well. Spire was... the fourth base hasn't spotted. Speaking of, we may be able to force a cancel, but... oh, not quite. Now, bearing in mind that the Spire was thrown down here at the third, so Dark has scattered it. I think the Changeling did catch wind. And Wayne... yeah, I mean, the Changeling, it's right there. So Dark, he is aware of the Spire, which means he knows he can go for a stronger timing earlier on. And there we go, roaches are moving out. Hydrogen is on the way. And Wayne, is he ready for this? He is down to half the roach count of his opponents. 30 roaches against the 12. Wayne being a little bit too greedy. Yeah, he was banking up his resources. We have the better concave. Upgrades are even, but Dark, he has numbers on his side. The defender's advantage, the roaches are coming in to reinforce. Queen goes down, but Wayne, he holds. Oh, but that's a kill? That's a kill, not a cancel. On the hatchery, aye. 300 minerals down the drain. Behind this Overlord, tried to go in for a scout, and we did not see the Hydrogen. Mutas are on the way, but they have been scouted. Another Overlord is going to be focused down. These mutas, they have potential to clean up Overlords, that's true, but the Overlords of Dark, they're coming back home. Turning back around. Big contamination on +2. A pretty nice move here out of Wayne, not gonna lie. Mutas have been revealed. I appreciate that Wayne is focusing on roach production though. I am a little bit concerned about... okay, he's aware of the he's aware of the Hydras. I'm like, we're getting Baneling speed. Now it does make sense. We're getting out of mutas. Banelings are designed to try to get past the roaches and get on top of these Hydras. Some more Overlords are going down. Wayne, he does have a slight economic lead here, but remember, he did lose that hatchery earlier. Now retaking it. Doubling down on Roach Baneling, as we have 16 lings on the way, and those are meant for Banelings. Dark focusing on his push. Looking at the army supplies here, we have pretty comparable armies and even Roach counts. Dark is ahead though with those Hydras. He does have a little bit more DPS available. Baneling speed is about to finish up just in time. And Wayne, he can clean this up. He can come in from behind. If he can get on top of these Hydras, he can take a fight. There we go. We're just luring in the army. Banelings from behind. They will crash in. We split. Decent splits here from Dark. Yeah, he avoids most of those Banelings, and Dark, he will be able to break this base. And he might be able to snowball out of control and break the army as well. It was good positioning from those Banelings. It was a good flank, but the splits were just even better from Dark. How many Hydras did he lose? 4. He only lost 4 Hydras to 14 Banelings. Aye. Not like this. And Dark is getting into lurkers, and that is the late game of ZvZ. That's going to be the kill move, the win condition for Dark. Is Hydra Lurker Viper, and he's getting there. Wayne has to go for a big counterattack here. He has to commit. But he just doesn't have the numbers. He's trying to break through on the right-hand side. He does get a queen. That's nice. But he needs so much more. The mutas are thrown away. Upgrades are neck and neck. But Dark, he has a fourth. Wayne doesn't. Wayne did lose that base earlier. Dark has more efficient mining. And he's able to take advantage of that with the Lurker Den and soon with that Hive. As the Infestation is finishing up, Lurkers are on the way. Only 4 Lurkers for now, which is manageable. You can deal with them with Vials, with Ravagers. Meanwhile, Dark getting ready for the surround. They're coming in from almost every angle. They're flanking the army. Ugh. Wayne will be able to trade. But as Dark bleeds out roaches, we have more lurkers in production. Yeah, lurkers have been revealed. And what does Wayne do from here? Like, it's a little bit too late to get into our own lurkers. Like, there's no Hydrogen, there's no Hive. It's just Roach Ravager. Meanwhile, Dark has to get rid of these roaches. He knows he has to refine his army, make more Hydras, make more lurkers. He's going for these big roach counterattacks, and he will get across them. No, the 4th base, not again! We get into the mineral line, and now Wayne, he's completely all in. It's all or nothing for Wayne. The Vials do not connect. Good dodges here from those lurkers. Yeah, Wayne is going to be losing his hatchery across now. He will get this one, though. We trade a base for a base. But Wayne also loses 11 drones. And Dark is still pushing in. Oh my god, getting a pseudo surround even. These roaches doing a surprising amount of damage. And Wayne, he can't really come back home. Like, he's got to keep going. Miles once again not quite connecting. This is without adaptive talents as well, by the way. Dark getting into tunneling claws, getting into burrow. We do force a cancel on the hatchery. Oh, we do catch 3 lurkers. Good pickoffs. Wayne getting some nice pickoffs at the same time. No, drones are going down. Tunneling claw roaches in every mineral line. At the 3rd, the main and the natural. Vials will be connecting. Still better trades for Dark. So we have roaches just picking up another 12 drones. And Wayne is being picked apart. We get on top of the Roach Ravager. Force back the army. GG is going to get called, and Dark takes game number 1. GG. That was pretty back and forth for a while. I do believe that the deciding factor there was the fact that Wayne did invest into that Spire, and the mutas did not pay for themselves. That allowed Dark to, Dark, because he scouted it so early on, he went into his Hydras, and that Hydra push from Dark did kind of win him the game. He was able to break the 4th. The Bailing Run by or the Bailing Surround wasn't good enough. And Dark just had a superior army from there, getting into lurkers. And Wayne was just behind tech-wise. He was just behind. And with that, Dark does take a lead in the series, and he's looking to extend that lead and advance on to the semifinals. Meanwhile, we have some other updates in the bracket as well. We have an opponent ready and waiting. I did see someone ask earlier about Clem versus Hero. Clem versus Hero has finished, And Clem is waiting for the winner of this series. He's waiting for either Wayne or Dark in the semifinals. And as we get into these semis, a big shout out to Pig. El Chanchito. Thank you so much. Hope you had a great time covering the Home Story Cup replays. We're going to be going over the replays next week. We don't have time this week. We have our regular, weekly tournaments that we're going to be covering. Next week we'll be going over the replays as well. So hope you had a great time. Hope you had a great broadcast. Meanwhile, everyone, welcome to ESL Open Cup Americas, a weekly tournament here where the best of the best come to face off from the Americas, from Europe, from South Korea as well. And here we go, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Hecate, we have the South Korean Zerg player. Up in this series, 1-0, representing CranKy Gaming, it is Dark. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent, we have the blue Zerg player representing Starlight Twinkle, it is Wayne. Here we go. For those that are tuning in, usually Pig also covers ESL Americas, but I guess because he was covering the Home Story Cup qualifier, the Home Story Cup replays far earlier, I think this week he's going to be taking a bit of a break from it. But yeah, big shout out to Pig. He's also usually not just even casting ESL Americas, but he usually plays in it as well. So much love. Thank you for the support, Bobby. Thank you. As Wayne is going for a 15-15. Interesting. A 15 hatch into a 15 spawning pool. With this, he's looking to cut some corners early on. Dronub is going to have delayed gases. In ZvZ, this usually leads into 2-base roach. Because we have so delayed, because our gases are so delayed, we're going to be droning up so heavily, we should be walling off here, skipping link speed, and getting into roaches. Meanwhile, Dark is going for a standard opener, hatch, gas pool. Standard opener here from our Zerg player, and Dark has to get a read on what's going on. Now, a couple of things can occur here. Just because it's going to be 2-base play out of Wayne, it could lead into 2-base Muta, for example. It could lead into a 2-base Roach all-in, or we could even see a Link Flood. That has killed Dark many times. We've casted Shin and DRG and Solar, even Wayne catching Dark off guard, because if you open up 2-base Roach like this, or if you open up 2-base, and I'm assuming he's going to be walling off. We're still not quite there yet. But if we do reveal that, then the chances are that Dark skips link speed, he cancels it, he skips his Bailey Nest, and he goes into Roach play himself. And if that's the case, then a Link Flood could catch him off guard. For now, link speed is on the way. Likewise, Wayne just now getting into his own gases, and we'll see where this leads us. Again, I'm assuming we're going to be walling off, but we'll see what Wayne has in store. Queens are getting ready. Again, because of the 15-15, we're skipping links entirely. We're only relying on queens to defend. We have plenty of gas to work with, and we should be leading into a lair once these queens do finish up. Dark getting into his third behind this. Again, just getting into a standard game. Dark is, I should say. Dark is also confirming the lack of third, so as we mentioned before, because of the opener, that was telegraphing 2-base play out of Wayne, and we should be committing to that. As you can see, Wayne is up in drones just because of his opener as well. We do focus down the tumor. Oh my god. Dark does focus down the tumor in the end. There's that lair on the way. So I was talking about the possibility of Wayne faking out 2-base Roach and going into link speed and then catching Dark off guard with a Link Flood. That is not the case here. We did not start link speed. It's just going to be gases, the lair as well, and 2-base Roach should be on the horizon. Meanwhile, Dark is link flooding. Dark, he's cutting workers early on at 26. Lings are flooding across the map, and he's looking to end the game here and now, trying to punish his opponent. No bailings here for Wayne because of his opener. The wall is soon to be crumbling down. This Evo chamber will not complete. It will be killed. We get a surround. We get on top of one queen. And we're looking to get on top of the others. The boys are being pulled. They have to be. There's nothing left to defend. The queens are trying to hold on. There's not enough engine for transfuse. We get a surround. Another queen is going to fall. And Dark, he is breaking through. It looks like it's going to be forced back for now, though. He got 2 queens. He killed 6 workers. Wayne is barely holding on. And fun fact, Wayne is still ahead economically. And Dark is still doubling down. Dark is still flooding links across the map. Once again, the boys are being pulled. Roaches are on the way. Can we hold on? Wayne, he just has to hold on a little bit longer for those roaches. The queens, they barely do kite back. Roaches have arrived. But both queens go down. It was a brutal defense. But Wayne is holding. And Dark is forced to drone. He still has a wave of lings, don't get me wrong. But Dark, he's droning up behind this. He has recognized that he may not be able to kill his opponent. As I say that, he gets us around. And maybe it was worth it for Dark to just keep on making lings. As he gets us around, gets on top of the roaches into the mineral line as well. Oh, only 2 drones go down as we do have additional roaches just barely popping out. Wayne is going to clean this up. He does survive. But behind this, Dark has taken an economic lead. Now, tech-wise, he's behind. Tech-wise, he's still working on his Roach Warren. But he's got +1 carapace on the way. Wayne wasn't able to invest into Roach speed because of the defense, because of the all-in. Because of that, Wayne doesn't have the biggest advantage. He has a lair over his opponent, and he will be able to get into faster Roach speed. But we're going... let's go. I like this a lot more. We're making use of that lair. We're going right into Spire, right into Mutas. I do think this is a really cheeky way to get ahead tech-wise and to catch Dark off guard. Dark, I'm sure he's hyper-fixated on getting into his own roaches. He's probably afraid of a roach counterattack. No shot! The Overlord, it gets in! And he does see the Spire. That's unfortunate for Wayne. A crucial moment here for Dark. He does confirm the Spire on the way. He's aware. And with that, I'm curious if Wayne is aware he got scouted. I'm not too sure if he is, as spine crawlers are being thrown down. Looks like Wayne, he's banking up to go into Mutas, getting +1 melee. Ling gets in. Gets a full scout. Saw the spine crawlers, which is another tell. And as Wayne is banking up his resources to get into Mutas, Dark is pushing out. There's that Hydrogen on the way. Or he was faking a push out, I should say. Just revealing that to these overlords. Posturing. It's a very similar outcome of the previous game. In game 1, I know game 1 did mostly occur before the raid, so people may not have been able to see it. But Wayne also tried to go into Mutas, and Dark was able to scout him ahead of time. He was able to rush into those Hydras and shut down the Mutas before they could really do much of anything. And we're seeing a similar story here. Wayne does pivot around. He's trying to find some damage with these Mutas, but we have Spore Crawlers, we have Queens, we have Hydras on the way. These Mutas, they can contain Dark, but they can't really do much else. They've picked off 1 Overlord so far. Yeah, the Queens, they're keeping up with their rotations. They're keeping up with the movement here of these Mutas. Dark trying to go for his own link counterattack, but Wayne is in position. Wayne doubling down on Muta production, getting into +1 air attack. +1 melee for Lings. So yeah, this time Wayne, he isn't making Mutas just to harass and getting into Roaches. No, he's just doubling down here on mass Muta instead. And sure, Dark is contained, but as he's being contained, we have the Infestation Mid on the way. This is going to be for Hive Tech, for Infestors, Fungal Growths, Hive, Vipers, Parasitic Bombs, all things Spellcasters, all things anti-Muta. Dark, he is more than happy to turtle up. Now, what I will say is that, thankfully, because Dark is teching and turtling, Wayne is able to catch up economically. He hasn't done so yet, but he's on the way. Wayne is on the way to recovery. What I'm concerned about, though, as Wayne is droning on 3 bases and getting a 4th, is Wayne's army. Like, sure, he may be able to keep up in the worker counts, but Dark, he's gonna have just the late game composition of Hydra Lurker Viper. Like, that's on the horizon here for Dark. And Wayne is still stuck on Mutas. Speaking of Hydra Lurker Viper, there's the Lurker Den, there's the Hive. Like, that's the kind of late game composition that you want in ZvZ. There's almost nothing better. Wayne getting into his own infestation pit. Working towards +1 range. This is a sign that potentially Wayne wants to work towards Hydras himself. But Vipers are on the way. And once we get the Vipers out, then Dark can push. Once the Vipers have energy, Dark can move out. Yeah, there's that Hydrogen on the way. So Wayne, he's aware of what's going on. He himself is trying to get into Hydra Lurker Viper just so he can meet up with the army composition of his opponent, just so he can keep up tech-wise. But this feels too late. This feels just a little bit too late here. Wayne needs time, and Dark isn't going to give it to him, as Dark is about to max out. Dark, he's on the brink of maxing out. He's waiting for those Vipers to gather up energy. Waiting for that move out. He's trying to get a scout here at this third. There's that Lurker Den on the way. I do think that as soon as this Lurker Den finishes, Wayne, he has to commit. He has to make as many Lurkers as possible, even without his upgrades, even without the Hive Tech upgrades. Without Lurkers, I don't think Wayne can survive. And here we go. Dark has maxed, and here is the Death March. Dark moving out with Roach, Hydra, Viper. He has a couple of Lurkers as well, which he's keeping back at home. And Wayne, he has one Lurker on the way. He has one, Papi. The supply in Dark's favor. We have a Blinding Cloud here on the army. We should be waiting and preserving some of this energy for some parasitic bombs. Muta's trying to come in from behind and trying to catch some reinforcements. And GG is going to be called. There's just too much here. Dark powers his way through, and Dark will take the series 2-0. GG. GG, well played. Dark handling that beautifully. Cool, calm, and collected. As soon as the mutas are revealed, Dark, he turtled up on 3 bases. Hydras are on the way. Spore Crawlers, Queens, and teched up into that Hive Tech. And yeah, really secure play, really solid play there out of Dark. GG, well played. Well played. My condolences to Wayne. Oh. As he does meet his end here at the hands of Dark. And Wayne does bow out. Dark advances on to the semifinals. And we can take a moment here to have a look at the bracket. ! B in the chat.